The man who cheated on me destroyed my heart. Then 5 years later, he walked into my office asking me for a job. He had no idea who would be interviewing him. If you love shocking stories with unexpected endings, hit that subscribe button now so you never miss another jaw-dropping Reddit story. 5 years ago, I thought I was going to marry Ethan. We'd been together for 3 years. We had an apartment, a dog, and plans for the future. At least, that's what I believed. Then one night, I got a message from a woman I had never met. She sent me screenshots. At first, I thought it had to be fake, but it wasn't. Not only was Ethan cheating on me, he had been dating her for nearly a year. And the worst part? She wasn't the only one. Within days, I discovered he had been seeing multiple women behind my back. When I confronted him, he didn't apologize. Instead, he laughed. He told me I was too boring, and that he'd always deserved someone better. Then he packed his things and left. I was devastated. For months, I could barely function. But eventually, I focused on myself. I worked harder than ever, earned promotions, and climbed the corporate ladder. 5 years later, I became the hiring director at a growing tech company. One Monday morning, HR handed me a resume for a final interview candidate. The name made my stomach drop. Ethan Carter. I couldn't believe it. Curious, I opened the file. It was him. Apparently, he'd bounced between jobs for years and was now desperate for stable employment. The interview was scheduled for the next day. I barely slept that night. Part of me wanted revenge. Part of me wanted to cancel the interview altogether. But instead, I decided to show up. The next morning, Ethan walked into the conference room. The moment he saw me, his face turned pale. For a few seconds, neither of us spoke. Then he forced a smile. "Wow, small world," I smiled back. "Please, have a seat." The interview lasted 30 minutes. He tried acting confident, but I could see the panic in his eyes. Then came the moment he'd been dreading. He asked, "So, do I have a chance?" I looked at his resume. Then I looked at him. And I said something he never expected. "You actually do." His eyes widened. The truth was, despite everything he'd done, he was qualified for the position. I wasn't going to let my personal history influence the decision. Weeks later, he got the job. But here's where the story takes a twist. A few months after he started, Ethan pulled me aside. He admitted that seeing me succeed had completely changed him. He apologized for everything. Not because he wanted something, not because he was caught, but because he finally understood the damage he'd caused. For the first time, he sounded sincere. I accepted the apology. Not for him, for me. And then I moved on. Because the greatest revenge wasn't rejecting him. It was becoming someone so successful that the person who broke my heart ended up asking me for an opportunity. And trust me, that felt better than revenge ever could. Subscribe for more unbelievable Reddit stories with shocking endings. You never know what story we'll uncover next.